as Christians that let it not be that we embrace God's presence when things are good. No.
When things are rough, 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 taking care of nature, especially birds and even animals that at the bush, he is always at the position of taking care of us. So it is an assurance, and let we live knowing there is something that he did unto us. Thank you. He did something for us when he died and resurrected. He took a position, and with that position he is also welcoming us to share with him as sons and daughters of God. We share with him that position, and he is always there to take our burden. I'll just end up there giving a question down at introductory part. What truths about God can help sustain us through even the worst situations? So, as we'll find out, the writer of the lesson was trying to tell us that if at all God was at a position of providing unto us his only son, then how can we doubt him? How can we doubt him reaching to such an extent? We'll just answer that question as we proceed on with our lesson. I'll welcome each one of you. Feel at home and participate fully, as we'll be emphasizing and also having questions. You are very much welcome.
Thank you, Mwalimu. We go straight to Sunday part of it, which is talking about our Father's extravagance. I don't know why human language is saying it is extravagance, and yet I see it's full of love. But as we follow the writer, we will see why it's called extravagance. Now, the writer starts with a question, or rather a remark. If God really loved me, he could have certainly done dash and dash for me. That is human language, more especially when we are in need of something, or rather we are in want of something. So we say God could have done this for me if he loved me. But in the real sense, God's plans are different from what we want. As we proceed, we see there are two moments that often lead us to doubt God. Sometimes we want something so much, and when we want that something so much, we are not getting that something at that particular time. We don't mind what God's plans are for us. We are focusing on what we want, and at that time we may tend to think that God does not love us, he doesn't care about us, because we are not getting what we want. So the writer is emphasizing on those two things. When our hearts or our minds are panning for something that we believe is good for us, the idea that God might want something else for us may seem totally ridiculous. That's first point. Second point, we are talking about we may doubt God's goodness because our experience clashes with what we believe. There are challenges in our lives that we face day after day. For instance, let me use, we believe on the Sabbath to be a holiday. But at times we find ourselves being forced to work on Sabbath. So we ask ourselves, why can't God make these people understand that today is God's day? And that brings us to a point that we may start doubting why God is allowing this to happen. But all that doesn't matter. What matters most is the faith that we have. This is where faith comes into play. Faith comes into action precisely at those times we are tempted to doubt God and His goodness. Now, the verses that we have been given are from Romans chapter 8, verse 28 up to 39. But I could rather prefer to use the common verse that we know. John 3:16. God is extravagance. God loved the world so much, in that He gave His only begotten Son to die for you. So I don't know.